We are live. It is time.
It's time for the final.
It is time. Oh, and I am just looking backstage right now in the tent. Can they see me? No, I don't think so. I hope not.
Anyway, that's fine for later. How is everybody doing? Hope you are all having a good weekend and ready for the final of World's Strongest Man. It was nice to have a little rest day yesterday, spend some time with the family, but now we are back and ready for some awesome strongman action. The final today, we've got 3 events. Do you want to go through the events?
Yeah, so event number 1, they're starting with the Giants medley. So I'm going to go through the rules in a minute, and we're also going to show you guys who's in the final. Not that you need, well, I guess you've been following so far if you're here today. But yeah, we'll go through the guys in the final. We'll go through the rules for today's events. But yeah, 3 events. Giants medley, followed by the Max Axel, and then later today, we've got the Max Keg Toss. Okay, first off then, let's go through our men. Are you ready, Lazo?
Yeah, just making sure that we are actually on. Wait, just make sure we're on.
Okay.
It just wasn't coming up on my phone. Hopefully it is live. And...
We are. People are saying hello.
Okay,
hello. So
good.
Who's this man on the screen?
This is Mitchell Hooper from Canada, the current world's strongest man.
Thank you. The next one. You can do this.
Yes. Pavlo Kordiaka had a tough group, but he has pulled himself out of trouble, and now he's got some great events, I think, in this final.
Yeah.
What a great picture there. The 2-time world's strongest man from Scotland, Tom Stoltman.
Oh, I think a mistake might have been made because look who's back.
Oh, you just can't get enough of Mitch Hooper.
How did this
happen?
The
moose. There's another moose. We've got 2 mooses.
We've got 2.
What do we call
a plural of moose? Meese. This is Tristan Hoth, who won Group 1.
Tristan Hoth, absolute new superstar from Canada. I mean, we've been following him a little bit in some of these other shows, but he has burst into the very highest level, and he's doing amazing.
Won his group as well. Very nice.
The 2-time Europe's strongest man, the spicy Luke Stoltman. Imagine having not just 2 brothers that made the final once, but now what's this, 4 or 5 times? 4 times? Something like that.
Yeah. So they were together in the final in 2019. Luke didn't make the final in 2020. Tom did, but then they've been in the final every year together since.
Yeah.
Then
Austin Andrade, love this guy. He's an absolute beast. Got himself into the final via the stone off. Was actually in 3rd place in his group, but he's a beast, and I'm sure he's looking forward to his first final.
Talk a bit about this man. Not all of the pictures are here, so I'm going to quickly fix that.
So Evan Singleton, the most intense man in the competition. Evan looked really, really good in the heats. Didn't even have to do the car walk. He's got amazing events in this final. He is certainly a contender for the overall win.
Keep talking about Evan.
I can't keep talking about Evan. I'm just going to go back to some comments while you
fix things.
Do whatever you're doing. But oh God, I've left this up now. How do I get rid of this?
Just go on to comments. Oh, you want to get rid of Evan?
Yeah. I don't want to get rid of Evan, but we don't need to see Evan for the whole show. Right, who are you guys rooting for in this final? Let us know. If you've got any questions, throw them at us. And we should be getting started in 25 minutes?
Yeah, about that. We'll go through the rules before then. So next up, who have we got here?
He's asleep. So the sleeping strongman.
The sleeping strongman.
Ivers Schmaxtelis into the final once again.
This is his 2nd final, as it is for
Matt Ragg. Matt Ragg is just doing amazing things. Won his group, and a lot of people think Matt can have a shot at the title.
And then finally, hold on. He's coming.
It's got to be Wesley Dwinski.
Yes.
Another awesome Canadian. I've seen JF is there supporting his training partners, I guess. These guys train, I think, at his gym. So obviously they're going to have that wealth of experience behind them.
There we go. We've got the
it's going to be exciting, this one.
Very, very exciting. So should we quickly go through the rules for event number 1?
Go for it.
For people that don't know, and we will get to the super chat in just a second. Let's do this. So it's the Kanak Giants medley first up, which is a 454 kilo super yoke. It's £1,000 and a 330 kilo frame. I thought the frame was going to be heavier than that.
Without seeing it and testing it, it's very hard to say. The weight on its own of a frame can vary greatly. The handles, the length of the equipment that you're using, they all are a factor. I've done some stupidly heavy frames that actually felt quite easy, and some lighter ones that can feel really hard.
Yeah.
So without sort of having a chance to use it, just based off weight, it's hard to say. But remember, it's a combined event, so it's not just frame, it's not just yoke. Decent weights,
and they're doing 20 meters for each
yeah.
implement. So they did do this event in 2021, but then it was only 10 meters with the yoke and 15 meters with the frame. So 25 meters combined. This time it's 40 meters.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's going to make a difference. So actually, only 2 men from the 2021 final, which has quite similar events to this year, only 2 men are also in this final, and that's the Stoltman brothers.
Wow.
Yeah.
The whole kind of landscape of World's Strongest Man has changed so much, particularly the last couple of years.
Yeah.
3 new guys in the final this year.
So Bulk for Life, thank you for the super chat. What do you think about Jesper Hansen, giant Swede?
Jesper is a fantastic, naturally strong dude. He's just very, very good at kind of the awkward type strongman events. Still needs to put some time and work into the gym. That's going to take time. He's a very, very tall man. So for the taller guys, it takes a bit longer to fill out that frame, but as long as he's patient and keep working hard, I can see him doing very, very well in the future. Actually won the Conan Circle, I think, a competition, SCL competition last weekend. But he's doing very well. He's got to stay mentally strong, and Jasper has a bright future.
So it's going to be quite nervy back there before this first event, and the order is chosen by the IMG producers, so they get to choose the order for event number 1. Then after that, it's going to go in reverse order.
Is it 5 at a time, or
2 at a time?
Okay.
Yeah, so 2 at a time. So it's going to be 5 heats of this first event. I think they'll get through it quite quickly.
Yeah, this one will be quite quick, and then I think the next 2 events today will be slow.
Yeah, they're both max events. Yeah. Did you want me to go through the rules for the max events?
Sure.
Yeah, while we're here. So the max axle, the current record is 217 kilos and belongs to Ian Bibby. They're going to be opening with a weight of 170 kilos. Now, the next weights, it says suggested weights. While there's a lot of guys in the competition, they'll probably stick to this. When there's like 2 or 3 guys left, they tend to have discussions between, don't they, with the referees and the
sometimes it'll depend, like
team.
If weights are just kind of creeping up and everyone's getting them, they may decide to take some bigger jumps.
Yes.
So it's kind of at the referee's discretion.
But the suggested weights are 180, 190, 200, 210, and then a world record attempt after that. And then if they need to do extra rounds, hopefully not, then they would continue. They are allowed to pass attempts.
That like 170 opener on an axle, we may see guys fail that.
Yeah,
especially this deep into the competition. The only thing that worries me about the axle being this deep into the competition, particularly for athletes that maybe have done the stone off, is the axle can be quite heavy on the biceps to clean the axle.
Yes.
I don't think we're going to see anything near a world record. And I hope athletes don't risk anything to try and get world records.
Yeah,
obviously, they want to win the points, so that's going to be the main focus. But, you know, I've told Mitch as his coach not to worry about any world records. Whether he listens or not is up to him. He's his own man. But it's important to think about the whole show in this situation. Breaking world records isn't really your thought process at World's Strongest Man. Your thought process is to go and win the overall competition.
Yeah. Could you pin the link, please, while I carry on through this? After that, though, no, not after that. They're not allowed to do belt cleans. For each attempt on the max axle, they have a 45-second limit. Then they are allowed to attempt it as many times as they like within that 45 seconds. Any form of jerking or pressing is allowed. Arms and legs should be locked out for a momentary pause, and the feet should be stationary during that pause and reasonably in line. So it doesn't have to be perfectly in line, but they shouldn't have like one leg properly in front of the other, like in I don't even know what the move is called. You know what I'm talking about there, Coach.
Yeah.
Good morning, Loz and Liz. Hope you're well today. Rauno emoji. Yes, we are all good. 1, 2, 3 predictions for this event. I predict Mitch and Evan.
Yeah, I think Mitch and Evan will be the top 2.
I think Tom will probably be 3rd.
He's got a good chance.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think who else is there. I think the distance can make a difference. The fact that it goes on for longer, but I don't know how.
What do you mean you don't know how?
I feel like some people who can get away, like maybe their grip isn't so strong, and for a shorter run, they're okay, but for this longer run, it might be harder. I don't know.
I think I think Evan and Mitch would be my favourites on this event. They're both very, very quick. I would give grip strength a slight advantage to Evan. Pure grip strength. I think speed, a slight advantage to Mitch.
The Ivers could do quite well here, and I'd expect Luke to do okay as well.
Yeah, I think we'll see sort of exceptional times as long as they don't make a mistake from those first two.
Yeah,
and then we could see like groups of people that get between athletes. Another hard thing is some of the new athletes. You just don't know.
We don't know with some of them. They're really hard to predict, aren't they?
The other thing is how tired are athletes at this point. I've seen guys that are really good at certain events, but by the time they get to the final, their bodies are starting to seize up. They may have picked up luckily there was no real. We had the stone carry in the heats, which could potentially have damaged hands. So that going into a frame carry can be a factor. I've seen it in the past where people have torn calluses, and then going into the frame it can be an issue. So that there's a lot of factors. We can't just go based on what people always do. Anything can happen, but all being well, I would say Mitch and Evan would be the favorite on this one.
Tom Jones is saying surely the order should be random and pulling names out of a hat. I think that would probably be better. I think for an event like this, probably doesn't matter so much. If it was a for reps event, though, definitely, because
reps and distance usually it's an advantage going later. I mean, it's always an advantage going later. If I'm honest, it is, because you get to see what other people do, and if people do badly, you then have the option of holding back a little bit. But that's kind of how the cookie crumbles, I guess, and it's the advantage that they give to the higher seeds, or the people. I was going to say, I would guess the guys that won their group will be going out towards the end.
I think that's usually how it seems to go. The group winners are later, rather than the guys who had to battle the stone off. Hello, Levi. Glad you could join us. All very excited. Monica is Bay. Got a members comment here from Jason. Hope the birthday events went well yesterday. They did, thank you. We were really grateful for the day off yesterday, and we've been keeping the kids busy this morning, so that they're now tired enough and will hopefully just be happy to play upstairs. The Scrap Rocket, thank you for the super chat. Who do you think could push Mitch on the world record axle?
I think Tom is very good at axle. I've seen Tom do the axle a number of times now and been very impressed. I've not seen him do it, but based off the way he lifts and watching his training videos, I think Pavlo can be good at the axle. I would
expect him to be good. The
other guys could be good as well. Like, there's athletes I haven't seen do axle before, so it's always hard to say. Evan has looked decent in training on the axle. Like you kind of forgot that he didn't do the axle at the Arnold's.
Yes, he did.
But his training is looking good on it. And again, as I said kind of a second ago, a lot of it could come down to how fatigued the athletes are, how beat up they are. And Evan got through his group pretty comfortably without having to expend too much energy. So for someone like that, he's probably feeling good. For some of the athletes that had to go into a stone off and really battle and fight hard till the very end, they're going to be feeling it, and their bodies are probably going to struggle more.
Quinn is on the mic. So Quinn is the MC at the World's Strongest Man. So once he's done, that's usually an indication that they're about to start. How exciting. Did Liz say Tom Jones? I think so. I think that was the name.
Was there a Tom Jones? I don't
know. I'm just seeing things. Pablo hit 195 in training, easy-ish.
And if he's hitting that kind of number today, I think that scores him very good points. We saw 190 won a Giants Live when it was the first event. Actually, it didn't win because we had Iron Bibby. Iron Bibby was there just for the
record.
He obviously got the record, but
he competed in that. Oh no, that was a different show.
But the whole show was just 190 was the best we saw out of anyone else.
Right. Simon with the members' comments, super excited to see someone new on the podium. Yeah, because we only
guaranteed a new person.
2 previous podium finishers in Tom and Mitch. So it's very exciting. Lots of people excited. Looking for a spoiler this year, maybe. I think the biggest chance we've got of a spoiler is Evan Singleton. If we say spoiler, I don't even think that's a spoiler.
I think Evan is one of the favourites.
Yeah.
I genuinely do. I personally think he'll probably finish third, all kind of, based off what I've seen athletes do before. But there is no reason Evan can't win this. He doesn't really have a weak event in the final. First event is awesome for him. He's a good thrower. His overhead is very, very strong. His deadlift against this lineup may drop a couple of points. And actually, I was expecting to be quicker on the deadlift in the heats, but I guess he was just in a nice enough position where he didn't have to push too hard. And maybe that is him holding back for the deadlift in the final. He's a very solid stone lifter. What else have we got tomorrow? Conans. He's decent at Conans as well. Yeah. So there's no event I look at and think, well, Evan's going to surely drop loads of points on that. No. He could really perform well. And it just takes a mistake from Tom or from Mitch to allow that to happen. Same with Matt Ragg. Matt Ragg is a fantastically powerful man. He's got a couple of events that I would normally expect him to drop a few points to the likes of Tom and Mitch, but it just takes an athlete to raise that level on the day. A mistake from someone else, anything can happen. It's going to be exciting. There's a couple of events that are easy to make mistakes on, so nothing is guaranteed.
So a couple of good questions here. Liz, is there any comment on head position in the axle rules? No, there's none at all. So literally all it says is that it has to be locked out with the arms, locked out with the legs. The legs can be slightly squiffy, but reasonably in line with each other. And they must have that momentary, moment of pause and control, but nothing about the heads. It doesn't say head has to be through, axle has to be over the head. It doesn't say anything about the head.
Interesting.
No mention of head. No. Sorry. This is what I like reading the rules though.
Yeah.
And I'm like through every bit and I've got my notes. I'm just a nerd. Automaton, thank you for the super chat. Hi, what is your opinion of World's Strongest Man has been held 6 times in a row in the same country and Europe's Strongest Man 16? Pros and cons. I think more cons as not living in USA, or if you're not living in the USA or UK.
Obviously, a big advantage to the guys that live in those countries. There's other sports that do the same. I think the snooker world championship's been held in the same place for years and years. I don't know if it's still in the Crucible or not, but I haven't followed snooker for a while. But it's there's pros and cons to it because people become familiar with it. They book their tickets early, knowing that they can get there. So there are pros and cons for sure. World's Strongest Man was notoriously traveling around. So, the fact that it's been in America for as many years as it has been is a little bit of a surprise. Giants Live obviously run Europe's Strongest Man, and their competitions predominantly are UK-based. However, they have started looking at some shows around the world. We've got the Deadlift World Championships happening in Vegas this year, and I hope that continues to happen. Because I do think it's important if we want that growth around the world is to see some of these huge events in different countries. But yeah, great
I miss it traveling personally. Where are we? Autumn with the members comment, would love to see Evan win. Evan is looking the best he's ever looked, I think, and the calmest, most collected. I think Evan can do really, really well with these events. I think he could win event 1.
He's got a chance for sure.
I don't know how his axle is though.
Decent.
Excuse me.
He's looked powerful in training.
Yeah, no mention of head. Rumble, thank you for the super chat. I rewatched the 2008 heats. The commentator said there are some rookies that are great and will blow you away. JF Karan is not one of them. Who are some other rookies that were mediocre but became great? Loz, you were a rookie that year.
Yeah, I competed that year. I think I ended up 4th in my group.
Do you know what? Actually, Tom Stoltman.
Yeah,
because he took a while, and then when he got going, he really got going, didn't he?
Do you know what? Zadrunas Zaviscus 98 was his first?
1998 was his first.
When was his first final?
2001.
Yeah,
I think.
He steadily got better and better. Not everyone just jumps in there and wins everything. There's athletes that just steadily, and to be honest, it's more common that athletes kind of get to their first World's Strongest Man and they do okay, and then they get a little bit better and a bit better. It's very rare that you see someone just come straight in, dominate from the start.
Yeah, but I would say most probably fall into that category, don't they?
Eddie didn't start off winning, his first few worlds were tough.
You have got food all over your face. Oh dear. Just join the live stream. No mention of head. What's going on here? Are you hot? Should I check the heating's not on?
No, my face is hot.
Oh.
Right, you go help her.
Right, okay. I'll take my phone just in case it starts ringing. Come on.
Probably because of the talkies.
You okay?
Prediction for top 5 on the medley. That's tough. Really tough. So I think Mitch or Evan are top 2. I think Tom is in the top 5. I think Luke could be in the top 5 on this one. Tristan is so hard to sort of predict. He's been so incredible. Austin could be good. Top 5 is very, very hard. It really is. Could you do a top 5? Do you reckon? I reckon this first event. I think that both the Stoltmans have a chance of top 5 on this one.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think Evan and Mitch are pretty much guaranteed for top 5.
1 and 2, yeah.
Pavlo's not bad.
Yeah, it is hard.
Ivers is not bad.
Yeah.
I don't know so much about Tristan and Wesley on these type of events, but they've obviously done well to make the final. And
who else is in the final? That's a bit loud. No, I would say Mitch and Evan, Tom, Luke, and Ivers.
You're going for Ivers?
Yeah, I'm going to go for Ivers.
There we go.
Yeah, but I don't know. Might be completely wrong. One of the newer guys could definitely surprise us.
I think we'll see. There's nothing guaranteed with this one in terms of where some of the guys place. I think that we have clear favourites in Evan and Mitch. Probably say Tom is guaranteed a top 4 position.
Yeah.
I think Luke in the past has done well on this, so I think he can do well. But then after that, I think it really could be a real close mix. Depends if someone makes a mistake, if their grip gives out. It's interesting when it's 2 events together as well, because you get guys that are good at the frame and you get guys that are good at the yoke, but not always good at both.
No.
Like a Kevin Ferris, unbelievable at frame, not so good at yoke. Rob Kearney, other way around.
Yeah.
Terrible at frame, to be quite honest, but unbelievable at a yoke type event. So you need to make sure you've got that consistency. Someone like Ivers is consistent. He's not necessarily the best, but he's just steady all the time.
Did Evans skip the axle at the Arnold? He pulled out.
He pulled out injured. Yeah.
Jason with a member's comment: could this be the year Evan hits the podium?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We both see Evan on the podium this year.
Yeah.
And not necessarily only in 3rd place either. I think he could realistically be on any spot on that podium. Yeah. Let's have a look. Rich, thank you for the super chat. If Mitch wins, does that put him top 5 of all time, or is it still too early to put him there? I think it sets him as top 10 at least. Yeah, I think with 2 Arnolds, 2 Worlds, he would be top 10 at least. That's a niche.
Yeah, there's not many people that have done
that. The only people that have done that are Zadrunas, Thor, and Brian, and they would both be in the top 10.
Yeah.
Of course, they've won lots of other competitions, but so has Mitch.
Thor hasn't done 2 Worlds, though.
No, of course he hasn't. What am I saying? Brian and Zadrunas are the only ones then. Because you've got Arnold's winners.
Obviously, you've got guys that were competing before the Arnold's was around, so it's a difficult one. But
it is, yeah.
He would certainly put himself into the top 10, and I think a lot of it comes down to how long he keeps pushing for. Because we've seen some amazing careers where people had short careers. I think if Mitch wants to be one of the greatest, needs a bit more of a longer career still. But in terms of what he's won already, you've kind of got to put him in certainly top 10.
Bron Chop saying, remember, Luke was ahead of Mitch in Tom in 2021 on the medley and dropped the frame.
Yep.
And we could see more drops with it being a longer run. That the risk of drops goes up the longer.
Of course, grip strength becomes more important.
Yeah. What's the worst injury you've seen in competition? That's got to be the Fingles finger.
Yeah. I saw a guy get crushed by a Fingles finger. I actually hate seeing Fingles finger at low level competitions because it's supremely dangerous. It should be an event that's saved for a World's Strongest Man, where there's kind of proper things in place to catch these implements, and there's no one running around and stuff like that. It's just one of those events that's got so much. If something goes wrong, it can go severely wrong.
Michelle, it should be starting in about 5 minutes. Fingers crossed they are running on time today. This first event shouldn't take too long. They're going in heats of 2. So it's just 5 runs. It's not like the heat stages where we've got 30 men to get through.
Yeah.
So, but of course, we've got 2 max events later, which could take quite a bit longer. I have a feeling there's going to be some real eye openers about athletes this year. I think we can see some really surprising events this year.
You do every year as well, like
Events, athletes.
Athletes.
Performances. Yeah.
You know, we've already got 3 new guys into the final of World's Strongest Man, which is awesome to see. Clearly high-level athletes. Now let's see how they cope with the longevity, like the long format type of competition. Regardless of whether they do well in this final or not, they're going to learn from the experience. And like we said earlier, most people just come back and they're better. So I'm excited to see what happens.
Just reading your comment, Nicola, to check, and can you click on that?
This one.
Yeah. Has Conan's been removed? Keep seeing it online. I've not seen anywhere about Conan's being removed. I've got the
Conan's is not on today, so there's only 3 events
tomorrow,
today.
yeah.
The events today are the Giants Medley, yoke into frame, axle for max, and the keg toss.
Yes, and then Conan's is the first event tomorrow. But no, not seen anything about it. They've done the revised rules, and yeah, it's on there still. So don't see any late changes at this point.
See Bronchop saying that 40 meters is brutal and a grip will matter. The other thing is the transition from the yoke to the frame. Some athletes are quick at that transition. They don't mess about. Others, they're more methodical and they have to get their grip sorted and stuff like that. And just being slow between those can cost you.
Quite a bit,
So it depends how quick you can be, not just at moving, but how quick you can get from one implement to the other.
Ricky, thank you so much for gifting memberships. Let's say donating memberships, but gifting them. Thank you. Are you allowed to put pictures up of the event equipment so just so we can picture it better? So I don't actually have any right now. Later, as pictures are uploaded, because I always apply for the media credentials, so I can use photos and stuff in our videos. So they will be in the recap videos, and if they're uploaded there on time, I'll be able to use them in our later live streams. But nothing's up there yet, unfortunately. So don't really have anything to show you. Cillian? Oh, you know him, didn't you? Cillian
Yes.
Groom. Yeah. Thank you for the super chat. Hi, Loz and Liz. What year is your favorite, most exciting World's Strongest Man final? Also, thank you for your videos and hard work.
I think the couple of favorite ones that I competed in were 2011. I think that was an amazing final, and 2017 when Eddie won.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think when you look at the standard that was in both of those competitions, it was, supremely high. As a fan,
I really like 2009 as a fan, when everyone comes back together after
that was a good one. That was good.
Yeah. Do you know what? Just for the pure chaos of it all, I actually really like 98 when it was only about 4 guys finished because everyone got food poisoning.
5 guys finished
in Morocco.
Everyone was ill.
Yeah.
And the results weren't great because everyone had like food poisoning.
Yeah, probably not the best.
But yeah, I think 2011 and 2017 really stand out. They were great.
John D. Doe, thank you for the super chat. Is Canada the new power in strongman? Appreciate everything, Liz and Lost. Thank you, John.
Canada is proving that they have some fantastic athletes, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're the only country with more than 1 representative in the final. They got 3. Oh, no, UK has 2. But Canada has the same as the UK and USA put together this year. I think USA only having 1 is
that's a big
surprising.
That is a big surprise.
Toxic became a member. Got a gift. Who's this? Trapper, thank you for joining us. It should be starting very soon, and we're going to be giving you guys live updates as they come through. You tagged the link, did you?
Yes, there's a link to the spreadsheet.
Cool. So at the top of the chat, there should be a link, and that's where we're going to see the official results once they're uploaded as well.
Yeah.
Swinglishman with the members comment. Love Tommy, but good luck to all. Thanks, Ellen. Oh, yeah.
That's how I've got a personal relationship with Mitch. I'm his coach, very, very good friends with him. I'm friends with a lot of the athletes, but you develop a relationship with people that you work with. We've stayed at his house. He stayed at ours. Obviously, we want him to win, but that does not mean we don't wish everyone the best of luck. And, regardless of my relationship with Mitch, I still think he's the favorite. I think Tom is the second favorite, and I think Evan Singleton is the third favorite. And I think all 3 have a chance.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
it's as simple as that. And I wish every single athlete that's competing the absolute best of luck, hoping no one gets hurt and they have a fantastic comp.
Yeah, we just want a good competition. I mean, what sort of coach would you be if you weren't invested in the success of the people that you coach? But we've known Tom. We've known Tom since 2016. We've known Luke for even longer. Like, we're good friends with them. So there are no, unless anyone gets
Great
hurt,
friends with Ivers.
really good friends of Ivers. I would love to see Ivers do well here. But
Pavlo.
Pavlo. Yeah, they'd like Evan.
Yeah.
We've known Evan since pretty much the start of his career, haven't we? And
absolutely.
Feel very paternal towards Evan.
I was competing Evan competed in I competed in one of Evan's first ever comps.
That was his first ever international show.
Live,
yeah. So there are no like bad outcomes really. You can't not be happy for the guys when they do. Well,
I'd say you get more emotional than I do.
A
lot more.
Do you know what though? I cry every time. It doesn't matter who wins. I'm just like, oh, they did it. Just invested in people, and it's all very overwhelming. Is Tom and Luke going first in the medley? I doubt it. No, I can't imagine.
I can't see Tom going out first. Put it that way.
I wouldn't be surprised if Tom and Luke were perhaps the second to last ones, with Mitch and Evan last. It will be interesting to see the order.
I don't think Luke will be out. I think Luke will be going early because of where he placed in his group.
Yeah, possibly.
I think Tom will be up against
Mitch.
Maybe Mitch or maybe Matt Ragg.
Possibly. Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Looks like something is happening.
There we go. So, who is out first? Let's quickly catch up on the comments because it will probably say. Oh, I can't because there's super chats there. Do you have any texts?
No.
I'm just trying to see who's out. It's so nice and full there today.
Is it Kanak?
Yeah, Kanak.
Yeah.
That's the yoke. He's massive.
Huge.
Sort of cabinets.
Yeah. Who's that? There's a huge big like toolbox that's blocking out the athletes. Everyone's nervous.
It says who this is because it's really hard to tell. Scotland always have. Monica, who's out?
Monica's doing a job.
Is she?
Yeah, she said.
They're off. We don't know who it is, but they're off. Might be able to see some faces on the run back.
Is that a Canadian flag on the back?
It looks like it.
So I think it's Wesley Dewinski.
Yeah.
So both athletes have crossed the line with the yoke. They're jumping into the frame.
See this frame.
They're pretty neck and neck.
Yeah. This guy's gone ahead a bit. Who is it?
Can you see? Oh, someone's dropped it
down. That could be Pavlo. Oh.
Both athletes dropping this frame. It's a massive frame.
That's Austin.
Austin finishes first.
Yes, that is Austin.
Both athletes struggling on the frame.
Oh, I'm not sure he's going to get that over.
So we think Austin is taking the win in this heat. I think he's against Wesley Dewinski.
Yeah.
But we will confirm. His grip is just giving out. He's finally got himself over the line.
Oh, falls into it at the end. Lovely. Cool. Okay. We think that was, I'm pretty certain that was Austin.
Austin,
at the far side,
taking the win. Austin was actually slightly behind on the yoke.
Yes. But then,
however, only dropped the frame once, I think.
Yeah.
Whereas I think it was Wesley.
I think it was Wesley too, but unconfirmed.
Yeah.
Where are we? I hope you both enjoyed your day with the family yesterday, Nicole. We did. Thank you, Nicole. Yeah, it was much needed. It's a very intense couple of days, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just try and get caught up.
Hey, Rob.
Thank you for the super chat, Rob. Hey guys, gutted my pesky local comp will get in the way of our streams and spreadsheet updating tomorrow. Come on, Mitch. # team Lars.
Go and smash it, mate. We missed you at training today.
See one of yours to say.
Yeah.
John with a member's comment. Go, my fellow Canucks. Bring it back to Canada. Did I say that right? Canucks. The only thing I know that, like the A. The only Canadian term I know is A. And I found after we came back from Canada, I was saying it a bit. A.
You should have the times coming through very soon.
Yes. Times and names. Trapper with the super chat. Thank you. This event, Evan, Mitch, Tom, Lawrence, I'd like to talk to you about meeting up to arm wrestle. Thanks to you two for your show greatly. Okay, so he reckons it's Evan, Mitch, and then Tom, and he'd like to arm wrestle with you.
Thank you.
I was going to say Loz isn't in. Oh dear. Anyway, Liz's favours when everyone was poorly.
It was quite a morbid one of you. Here we go. It was Andre and Wesley.
Oh, there you go.
And Andre finished in, can you see that? 40?
Yes, 40.61 seconds. Interestingly, we've got a time for Wesley. Did Wesley finish?
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
he got across the line.
Wow, in 59.20 seconds. So that was just shy of the 60-second time limit. There we go. So actually, now I look at this, I'm assuming this is the order, which means...
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
I'm telling you,
it's
not.
definitely not going to be. No.
That just changed.
That has to be. Oh, okay. Okay, that's alphabetical. I was going to say Tristan and Mitch next.
Christopher, thank you for the super chat. Loz, do you think you'd be able to get JF Karan on and get a bit of info about who'll be competing at the strongman event held in Victoriaville this summer? Not much info online. Thank you both. There hasn't been much info about this. I've got a couple of clients that may potentially be competing in it, but they've heard nothing as well. We do know JF has had a lot on. However, it's great that he's at Worlds, and we will try and get him on and have a chat with him because it's always fun talking to JF.
There you go. Thank you so much, Patrick, for gifting 10 memberships. Very, very kind of you. Oh, starting. Just had a message. Austin and Wes went. Right, okay. There we go.
Luke and Pavlo are up next.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
so yeah,
that's good to know. Okay, now we know what's going on. Just like some blobs. Oh, how have Tom and Luke done in the Giants medley? So they haven't gone yet.
Luke is up next.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the only athletes that have gone so far are Austin and Wesley. Austin did it in 40.61 seconds. Wesley just got in before the whistle, 59.20 seconds.
Yeah.
Struggled with that frame a little bit. Really solid on the yoke, though. They are allowed to put down the equipment as many times as they need to.
Yeah.
We're up to date.
Good.
I know.
Just wanted to make sure you hadn't missed anything.
I would never. What are your predictions for the winning time? That's a good question because obviously every event that's done like this is different, isn't it? Different elements, different
think
lengths.
We will see close to 20 seconds.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
That would be really impressive.
I do. Watch.
Yeah.
Watch.
Okay.
Hello. You okay?
You feeling better?
That is what we all want to see, I think. Those two head to head.
I think that's what
that
we'll
would
get.
be. And you know what that could create? It could create mistakes as well.
Yeah.
Because in the peripheral, they'll be watching each other. You've got to really almost have blinkers on and not pay attention to what your opponent's doing. It's you know, if you can get ahead of someone and you just focus it, and then the other person sees you ahead of them, sometimes they try and go too quick and they make mistakes.
People are saying hi to you. Hi.
How many meters was the frame carry at the Arnold? It was only 12 meters, I think, something like that.
Yeah,
it's a much shorter distance, but obviously very heavy.
Yeah, it's about 12 meters. Obviously, you've got the element of having the ramp.
Yeah.
400 kilos as well. And just really hard because there's no proper handles, is it? It's just like a bar that runs the length of the timber.
Yes, yeah, it's hard. You've got to try and stop it tilting backwards and forwards.
Nasty. You find once people put it down on that ramp, it's really hard to get it back up again. Hopefully no injuries. Of just 10 finalists, it will make the rest of the final even more predictable. Lee with a super chat, thank you. Can your spies not just record each race, then send you the vid to watch instead of FaceTiming it?
We're just trying to bring results quickly, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, like, we're not after...
We can't use the content anyway. We can't
anyway.
show it. So
it's just trying to get some quick results, really. But,
yeah.
And for later, with it's like the max effort lifts that will go on for ages.
We're not even going to bother with the FaceTime, are we? Just because they're slow events. And
so we will just be waiting for results and answering questions and hopefully keeping people entertained as much as we can.
The reset's been done, so they'll bring the athletes out in a minute, do the TV stuff with the cameras. So next up, we are being told is going to be Luke Stoltman and Pavlo Cordiaca, Battle of Europe's Strongest Men.
Yes.
The current Europe's Strongest Man, that man who just lost his title to him as well. So should be a fun one. Swinglish Man, thank you for the super chat. I'd like to arm wrestle with Liz, but if she's anything like her thumb war, I don't want to get thrashed.
She's better at thumb wars than arm wrestling, but she's not bad at arm wrestling.
Not bad. Oh, here we go. It's like it's just about to start. Hold on. Turn it down. Okay. Pavlo versus
Pavlo
Luke.
against Luke.
Someone was asking, what's the connection between Luke Stoltman and the chilies? It's because they're the spicy Stoltmans.
Yeah.
The chilies are used for both of them.
Luke or Pavlo? Who I think Luke takes this.
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
If I'm honest, I think Luke will beat Pavlo,
Yeah.
but we shall see. They're at the start line. Monkey.
Never work with kids or animals.
We've got both to deal with, but
I know.
they're behaving.
They are. They're all good.
Come on, let's get it started.
How exciting. Ooh. Oh my. What are you laughing at?
Well, I'm just thinking what it must be like for people watching, just hearing you go, oh my.
Oh my.
Especially for non-British viewers.
Yeah, I'm very British.
Come on, blow the whistle. Just say go.
Go. Bloody start already.
We are still waiting for them to start.
They're
They're up and they're off.
I have no idea which lane is which. I'm guessing that one ahead is Luke.
Oh, but someone's gone down.
Yes,
that's Luke's in the far right. Luke went
Luke
off
dropped
like
it.
a rocket, but he went down. Pavlo much more steady, but he's ahead now on the yoke. They're pretty close to each other.
They are.
Coming up close to the line. Pavlo goes across. Luke just a fraction behind. Both on or jumping into the frame.
Oh, Pavlo down
struggling
with the
to lift it.
Oh,
and Luke looking solid. No, Luke is down as well. This is showing it's a tough event.
Yeah. Luke.
So Pavlo's barely been able to get it off the line. Luke is a few steps in. I don't know if his grip's gone. Actually showing that the first two that went did very, very well.
Yeah.
So Luke is up again.
Come on,
steps,
Luke.
goes down again. I don't know if it's just grip kind of seems to be the issue there.
Maybe their hands.
The lift isn't so much of an issue for him. He's lifting it pretty comfortably still, but as soon as he takes a few steps, it's going, which just shows to me that it's more grip than back strength.
Looks like
both athletes not able to finish.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That was a big surprise.
Yeah, I think
there's me saying, it's only 3:30, but it's clearly really hard.
Well, you know how hard my frame is that I train on.
Yeah, that's true. Even when it gets to sort of 300 kilo,
it's super hard.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh, we'll learn more, I'm sure. And also, we'll see how the next few guys do, because that might seem terrible, but maybe in the grand scheme of it, it's not. Oh my. Sorry, guys. Oh my. A new t-shirt. Oh dear. Oh my. Ben, thank you for the super chat. Hi, Loz and Liz. Thank you for streaming every year. I'm curious as to why Thor isn't competing. What happened between him and the World's Strongest Man organizers? Does it stem from the 27? It's not the double dip. No, it's his relationship with Colin Bryce, to be quite specific. So it's
to do with the video that was made.
Yeah, which wasn't made by Colin, we should point out, but
it was
done with Colin. It was okayed by Colin, and it was a video basically.
And he does regret it.
He does. And he's apologized, but Thor's like, that's fine. I take your apology. However, I'm only going to work with people that I trust. So, which is his prerogative.
He's focusing very, very hard on a few big comps this year. He did the Arnold's earlier this year, which was good to see him back. Pressing still wasn't where it needs to be, but his deadlift looked phenomenal. Yeah. I think, if you're a big Thor fan, he's got some comps coming up, and definitely, I think having Thor back in strongman is a good thing.
Yeah. Austin's time is looking like a solid benchmark
it is,
so far.
Indeed.
Yeah,
indeed
I
it is.
So Luke got a distance of 7.43 on the frame.
Wow.
Yeah, Luke got further than Pavlo on the frame.
Pavlo barely moved the frame.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
There we go. There's the distances.
Okay. So Pavlo's distance has been given. It's a combined distance that they get. So 20.99 meters for Pavlo, 27.43 meters for Luke. So just reminding people who've only just joined, it's 40 meters in total, 20 with each implement. Luke into frame. That surprised me for Luke. I thought, I never questioned that Luke would finish.
Luke used to struggle on frame, and the last couple of years he's been a lot better.
Yeah.
So sometimes it can depend if there's any water retention in the hands, how the humidity can affect things.
Yeah.
Like I said, doing the No, it's not raining. I just said the humidity.
No, someone was
sorry.
asking, is it raining?
Oh, no.
No.
Having done the nickel or the Webster stone carry, which is with the rings, can really aggravate the hands. I remember when I did the Dinny stones, my thumb was in agony for a week afterwards.
Yeah.
And obviously they've only had a couple of days.
Disappointed for Pavlo. No, both did not finish. We are watching via FaceTime. There is no live stream. We cannot show the FaceTime screen to the camera because if we do, well, strongest man.
To be quite honest, with the view that we can see is not worth seeing anyway.
To be fair, it's hard for us to see. It would
literally we're just trying to get the results quickly for you guys. That's all.
Yeah, and that's right. Luke could just be really tired from the stone off. It's an extra event he's had to do.
Like it doesn't seem a lot until you've actually been to a competition and competed yourself. Now think about doing, like, if you think about how you feel after a competition, think about how you feel after 2 days of competition, and then it'll be like a day off and then 3 days of competition. Sometimes you feel worse after a few days later. So now they're 3 days into starting this competition and they've still got 2 days to go. It's very mentally draining at World's Strongest Man as well. There's so much going on. It's long days. So rather than just getting on with it, you kind of have to bring those emotions up and then you kind of calm yourself down. You've got to get yourself psyched back up.
It's exhausting.
It's very mentally and physically exhausting.
And someone asked how many stones Luke did. He had to do 9 stones in the stone off. And obviously that last one, he's repped 3 or 4 times. So it's no joke, is it? 4 times. As someone that's only listening to the audio, Liz made me spit out my coffee laughing more than once now. Thank you, Balls Deep. Very nice comment. What's the weather like today? Imagine being hot and sweaty.
It looks pretty nice.
Looks bright, sunny.
Yeah.
And at nearly 40 years old, yes, let's not forget, he's closing in on master's age now. Some random with a member's comment, pulling an all-nighter to watch this. Worth it. Yeah, some people, it's sort of 11, 12 p.m. in like Australia, New Zealand.
It's going to be late for some of the guys.
Oh, man. I remember when it's West Coast, like Sacramento and stuff. Yeah, it ends really late for us as well. Jeremy, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Laz and Liz, just wanted to send some appreciation for what you both do. Keep up the great work.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you to everyone.
Do we know who's going to be the next pairing? Let's find out.
Let me see can you just scroll down?
Sorry, yeah.
I'm going to say
your best guess.
Ivers,
yeah. And who else?
And Tristan.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's going to be my guess.
Okay. I concur. That'd be an interesting pair. Let's see. I think everyone up next but Ivers will finish. Possible. Ivers has decent grip.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ivers finishes this. His grip's pretty solid. He's not bad at farmers. But yeah, we'll see.
How comes you guys aren't out there like Terry? So Terry works with the social media team there. We do not.
Yeah, Terry's out there in a role, a paid role, so he's out there. We try to go to comps even if I'm not working on them. Like we went to the Arnolds this year and I wasn't working on it, but we have to be selective. World's Strongest Man's a much longer competition, and with family, the kids, the dog, puppy, work, etc., it's hard to sort of justify going to every comp. But we would love to go to Worlds maybe next year, but unfortunately this year we are watching from here.
Yeah.
But we enjoy watching with you guys.
So I'm saying it's beautiful weather. It's exhausting watching a live stream. Real Britannia, 76 degrees there, but apparently it's very humid.
Yeah, that humidity can affect grip very much as well.
What have we got? River Rats, thank you for the super chat. Who do you think is going to win the World's Strongest Man?
I keep saying I think Mitch Hooper's going to win.
Yeah, I think most likely Mitch, second most likely Tom, third most likely Evan. And then I think that would be the podium. It's cloudy, 79% humidity in Myrtle Beach. Flights to the USA not cheap too. No, realistically, it would cost us a few thousand to go.
Yeah.
Probably more when you put in now dog boarding and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's and it's time away from the kids. Yeah, so we try not to be away from them much that isn't work. Don't we? While family is around with me, super excited for these events today, says Toxic. Luke shouldn't have done Europe, says Brian.
He won Europe's, and I think it's a huge title for him. So
Yeah.
I love Luke, but I think his chances of winning World's Strongest Man are very slim.
Yeah.
So I think at his stage of his career, trying to pick up as many titles as he can,
It's
keep
smart.
building up his profile is what he needs to do. To win a second Europe's is awesome.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not World's Strongest Man, but it's still a big title. It's a title he can use for sponsors, for promotion.
To win it more than once puts
yeah,
him into like
very,
a more
very elite
niche,
group.
Yeah, the likes of Zadrunas, Thor,
Yeah.
Marius Pujanovsky. There's not that many that won it twice.
So, it's difficult with the schedule of competitions that we have, but athletes have to be smart and pick the best ones for them.
Yeah.
I still believe Luke's got a chance of getting into the top 5. I don't think he's going to be top 3 at this World, so I never thought he would be. But, he's into another final. He's top 10 in the world. It's pretty awesome.
Jay Wood, thank you for the super chat. Just wanted to say thanks for your coverage. Love having World's Strongest Man Radio this 1 week a year. Thank you. We're glad you're able to join us today. Loz, do you prefer countback than last event?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I prefer countback. I think it favours consistency a bit more than just being good at whatever the last event was. Because obviously, whatever that one event is, it's a big advantage. But I think the best thing is, like, if people are tied on points, just some kind of decider would be cool.
Tie break.
Yeah.
We actually did a video about.
Just come right back down.
Now we did a video about if they had always used the last event rule, how would it affect people, and then vice versa as well? Because there's a couple of athletes that have been screwed by it more than most. Alexi has lost 2 titles due to the last event rule, with it the stones being the decider.
Your battery's low on that.
Yeah, I do. Should I quickly bring the charger?
Sure. So we should have our next pairing very soon. Just for people tuning in, so far, Austin Andrade is in first place with a time of 40.61. Wesley Dewinski's in second. He managed to finish just before the time limit of 59 seconds. Then we've got Luke Stoltman. He didn't finish, but he went a distance of 27.43 meters. And Pavlo Kordiaka is currently in fourth. He went 20.99. Tristan and Ivers are coming out as we predicted.
What am I allowed to unplug?
I can unplug that.
Yeah.
It would indeed be great to have World's Strongest Man in Europe one day again. I did Worlds in Malta one year. That was really cool.
2009.
Yeah. I agree. Winning titles does a lot more for athletes than just placing 7th in the final.
5th, 4th.
Yeah.
It's, I've plugged it into your computer.
Why did you do that?
That was stupid. I was like, why is it not charging? Wrong computer. It's so funny, the amount of people that tag me in their World's Strongest Man like battle stations. So you can see laptop with us on it, another device with the spreadsheets. They've got the drinks, they got their everything. We've got all sorts. Oh, here we go. So who's next?
Who I said, Tristan and Ivers.
Okay, so Ivers is closest to us. Tristan's over there.
Okay.
Come on, Ivers. Well, come on both, but
Very good friends with Ivers, obviously.
Yeah. He was talking about retiring.
He's not anymore.
He's not anymore. I said
He
to him,
said, I can't retire now.
yes.
All right. Both just getting ready. Big roar from Ivers.
Roar from Ivers. How is it? Can you mute it, please? If you can hear me. I can't turn it down any further. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
There's the whistle. Oh, no, it's not been muted. We'll just talk over it. Ivers is way
ahead.
fastest on the yoke.
He's looking steady.
Yeah, he's about halfway down the course.
Try and keep it.
I know. Yeah.
So they're pretty close, but Ivers is ahead. Ivers looking pretty solid on this. Tristan just steady. Neither of them have gone down at all.
No.
Neither of them are fast.
No.
But both finishing the yoke without any drops. So they are moving onto the frame.
Let's see if Tristan has that Canadian grip strength. Neither. Oh,
Actually,
Tristan's
Tristan is up first on the frame.
Yeah.
Ivor's actually really struggling there.
Yeah, Ivers is up now, gone down.
And
Tristan
Tristan is
moving.
good, nice and steady. Neither way has Tristan been quick, but he's been steady. And then we've got the first drop from him. He's about halfway back.
And he's dropped
with the frame. It goes down. He's up again.
It looks like Ivers is really struggling to pick up that frame and keep hold of it.
So it shows you that is a tough frame. Anyone thinking it wasn't heavy enough, it is a super hard frame. Yeah. Tristan doesn't look like he's going to finish either.
No.
We could still only have 2 athletes that have finished this event.
And suddenly, Austin Andrade and Wes Dwinski are in the points.
They are.
With 4 more athletes not finishing this. I am surprised. There we go. He should have done Europe, evidently. He won. Agreed. Yeah. Oh, you'd be most chuffed with that. Yeah, Luke, of course, to have another trophy, to have a title. Like when you have a title like Europe's Strongest Man, and it was the case for you, the amount of times you get contacted by different companies and TV shows and stuff like that. Oh, you know, we were looking to see
way better than a low placing at Worlds.
Loads of personal appearances. Now the dog's crying. Can you keep on top of comments?
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So, winning Europe's or third at Worlds, I will be completely honest. Like a podium at Worlds would be cool. There's no doubt about that. But win is all that matters. Second place doesn't help your career as much as a win does. So actually, in terms of, we're just talking like in terms of sponsorship, for instance, you're better off winning Britain's Strongest Man or your national title and being able to go and say, I am the strongest man in my country because it's a title, than saying, oh, I was third or second at Worlds. As stupid as that sounds, because obviously as an athlete, you get on the podium at Worlds, it's huge. But from a financial point of view, it's actually better to go and win a major title like a Europe's Strongest Man, a national title, or obviously if you can win World's Strongest Man, that is the ultimate.
Next is going to be singleton.
Like the difference between winning Worlds and second place at Worlds is huge.
Yeah, it is.
Lalas was second at Worlds. If he'd won Worlds, like who knows how much more popular he would be right now.
Yeah. She's trying to steal your slipper. Swenglishman, thank you for the super chat. Never competed in strongman, but even competing in athletics at county, I was sore for days afterwards. Yeah. Appreciate these guys at a different level, but even so.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, mate.
The puppy's trying to take his slipper.
I'm trying to let her have it, but it was just an awkward angle.
She's got it. She should be satisfied.
So we've got 2 pairs left. And it'll be interesting to see how they pair these up. I do hope, like, I know a lot of people probably think Tom and Mitch should go head to head because they are probably the 2 favorites. But I think on this particular event, Evan against Mitch would be an exciting.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. People are saying, Liz, mute your phone instead. This one, what is it? The iPhone 15 doesn't have a mute slide. It doesn't have it. And I had the volume at the lowest, but there's no, little slidey thing to mute. So I don't know what to do. Turn the volume down on your phone if needs be. I did.
Tell him to mute it.
It was down all the way. I will tell my friend, my little friend, to mute it. Right.
So we've got distances.
Yes, let's quickly.
So Tristan has actually put himself into third so far.
Yeah, with 35.54 meters. Ivers 21.96. So he's ahead of Pavlo Cordiaca, behind Luke Stoltman. Only 2 men out of the 6 to go so far have finished.
Do you want to quickly just give us a rundown of where people are?
Yeah, so leading the pack right now, Austin Andrade with 40.61 seconds. He finished him. Wesley Davinsky is behind him, 59.20 seconds. Then the furthest not to finish is Tristan Hoth with 35.54. Luke Stoltman's behind him with 27.43 meters. Ivor Schmuckstellis with 21.96. And then Pavlo Cordiaca right now on 20.99. So just shy of a meter, he moved that.
Thank you, Carm, for the super sticker, I believe it is. Thank you. Swinglishman, thank you very much. Talking about Luke and the stones, etc.
Oh, yeah. So Luke did 9 reps on the, is that what we were talking about earlier? Luke did 9 reps on the stone off against Eddie. So there was 6 stones. That last one weighs 200 kilos. He did that one 4 times. Hawkeye, thank you for the super chat. Is that our child?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Would love to see an odd lift comp with things like back lift, loss lift in my dictionary, and hip lift. Go Mitch.
It would be fun. I think something like that would be fun. I don't think visually it's quite as good to watch, but I think just from a personal perspective, wanting to try those things, definitely fun.
Yeah.
There's certain things when it comes to strongman and testing my strength that I really enjoy doing, but I do see that certain events are just visually not that exciting to watch. Like, I love grip competitions, but you ever go and watch a grip competition, man, it's boring.
Yeah.
Unless you're like really geeky about it, it is boring.
Yeah.
I appreciate, that we need the entertainment side of it as well.
Yeah. The Scrap Rocket, thank you for the super chat. Do you think if Bishop competed at Europe's, Luke would have still won? Love both of them.
Luke beat Bish the last couple of times he's competed against him. Bish has turned up to Worlds this year. He was in amazing shape.
Yeah.
They've both beaten each other before. It's such a hard thing to say. All you can ever do is go on who is in the competition and beat who's there in front of you.
Shelby, thank you for the super chat. Isn't the first time since 2016 that there are less than 3 Americans in the final, which is crazy since they had 9 competitors this year. Yeah, I'm trying to think who was in the 2016 final. I know Martins and Brian were definitely there. They may have been the only Americans. Yeah.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
But, we'll do a facts and stats video once World's Strongest Man is done to compare some things. I always enjoy doing those ones and get help from my researchers. Tom and Mitch going at the same time favors Mitch, reckon someone. Does it? I think having a pacemaker there in Mitch.
No. I think it favors Mitch. I think it puts pressure on. I think if Mitch got ahead of him, there's more likely that. No, not Tom Evans, isn't it? Was it Evans?
No, if said Tom and Mitch going at the same time favors Mitch.
Oh, it's a difficult one. I mean, I've been against Tom on stones because Tom is so good at stones. You just kind of let him get on with it and just focus on yours. Whereas when you're close to each other's level, then there can be a lot more pressure, I think.
There we go.
So who do we have now?
Evan Singleton and Matt Ragg.
Oh, I wanted to see Evan and Mitch.
I know. Yeah. This is going to be an exciting one, though. Let's see how Evan does on this. He's great at frame carry. So
he's great at yoke.
Yeah, he is.
He's great at both.
Yeah, he is. So we should see a really good time here. Fingers crossed.
Both athletes are under the yoke.
I feel like Matt Ragg's more of an unknown on this type of medley.
I think Matt will be solid, but I don't see him beating Evan.
Do you think he'll finish? Only 2 have finished so far out of 6.
Amazing.
Yeah. We will see. Oh, come on. How exciting. We'd like to see Evan versus Mitch in this. Buy an Android.
It's all right. It's all sorted now.
Yeah. Figured it all out now. There we go. Rag will finish. It would just be a matter of time. Yeah, just finishing now is going to be worth big points.
Yeah, so far we've only had 2 athletes out of 6 manage to finish. So just finishing, he's going to pick up points.
We haven't started yet. Camera's still overhead. Evan is looking like a raging bull, pacing some more. I like Evan. Jiminy Crickets, thank you for the super chat. I hold the title for the stringest man at the Tractor Supply. No sponsors yet. Oh, he means strongest, doesn't he? Does he?
I don't know what he means.
You never know with Mike or Jiminy Crickets. Right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for joining in the conversation. Oh, bless him.
These are the nervous moments before the first event. Worst time for the athletes as well, before the first event. This is where they are the most nervous in the competition.
Yeah.
I used to get so nervous before the first event.
Me too.
And once it starts, then you're not so bad. But the first event, especially if it's an event you're good at, you're really wanting to start off well.
Guys are getting under the yoke right now. So it's going to be any second and they will be off. Oh. I'm nervous. I'm not even there. Oh, come on, Evan. Oh, slow start on the yoke for Matt Ragg.
Evan is flying.
Yeah.
Evan is almost at the end of the run for the yoke, and Matt Ragg is taking a few steps. Evan is rapid. Finishes the yoke.
boom, down.
That is by far the quickest yoke we've
Yeah.
seen so far. Now let's see what he does on the frame. Picks
He's
it up.
Up for the frame. He's
gone
moving
for
nicely.
quite a forward hold, so the front end is up high.
Yeah.
I recommend that to people. He's absolutely flying.
Yeah, he's doing really
Evan
well.
has destroyed this. Destroyed
it.
it. That was super quick.
That was really good. Oh,
Hopefully he's okay.
he's gone down.
He
Like,
sort of tripped towards the end, but he was
everyone's running on
absolutely
stage. Why?
super fast. I think he maybe has caught the back end of the frame
on his
him.
legs.
I hope that's not the case,
Oh,
but
God.
he was unbelievably fast.
The video is paused.
Okay. Matt Ragg was struggling a lot more.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see. I think we might have to wait a little bit for times. Hopefully Evan is okay because he was so fast then.
I mean, he's standing, Evan is.
Good.
So presumably he's okay.
Good.
I don't know if maybe he got a bit caught under the frame there.
It's always a possibility because
Yeah.
on a frame, it's not like a farmer's walk where you can kind of just let them go. The frame can kind of catch you from behind.
Yeah.
I've seen people, like, I've done it myself actually.
Yeah.
It's not always the best.
Fingers crossed he's okay. I can't actually see. So it looks like Matt Ragg moved a little bit with the frame because
Yeah,
I
he's
can
certainly
see
not
people
finished.
over there presumably measuring the frame distance.
Yeah.
So, but we'll bring you the official score as soon as we see it. Thank you. So the last
Andre has
pairing.
done amazing.
Andre has done really
The worst
good.
he can do is fourth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great start for
Really solid start for him. I'm excited for him. Like we spent some time with Austin last year, didn't we? And spoke to him recently on the channel when you've been training really hard for this.
Definitely.
Oh, right. There we go. Loz, how much gamemanship is there behind the scenes at strongman competitions, like pranks, getting in each other's heads, etc.? Thank you, Joshua.
It definitely happens. Some athletes are a lot better at it than others.
Got the results.
But most of them are good friends as well. And sometimes the sort of pranks and great gamesmanship just actually works in quite a good way because it keeps people relaxed. There are certain people that don't like it.
So Evan Singleton finished in 30.21 seconds. Do you still think, was it you saying 20 seconds for Mitch?
No, I said I thought we might see 20 seconds, but based on that, no, I don't think we'll see 20 seconds.
Okay, so Matt Ragg did 28.9 meters, which currently puts him in 5th place. So he is ahead of Luke Stoltman, Ivor Schmuxlitz, Pablo Cordiaca, but ahead of him is Tristan Hof, Wesley Dwinski, Austin Andrade, and Evan Singleton. So, these are interesting results coming out of this event.
They are.
This looks, I think a lot of people are used to thinking these are too easy, these are too light, but so far, only 3 guys have finished this.
Definitely not too easy.
Definitely not too light either by the looks of it. Let's go, Evan. Andre counts as American, but he's competing for Mexico.
But he does count as American.
He lives in Texas. That's where we met him, wasn't it?
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Calm down, Evan. Go T-Rex. Joshua needs an intro to par. Oh, God. Englishman. Thank you for the super chat. Is Par about the mind games, though? Par's just Par. He's a very unique case.
Par's actually better at comps when he's not joking about and in the mind games. When he does best at his comps is when he's focused.
Yeah.
But he obviously, loves a prank and a good time.
Shadow Realms, thank you for the super chat. Loz, how many reps do you see as a win on the tire deadlift as it's 375?
I know this sounds
So
like
late
a
into
bit of a
competition.
cop-out, but it's so hard to say because we haven't seen this setup before. And it's unless you've kind of seen the deadlift before, you just don't know how much flex there's going to be on the bar with the tires on there. Is it a harder lift? Is it an easier lift? There can be variables to different types of deadlifts. So it's hard to say. The reality is the best deadlifter wins, but the actual number varies so greatly. Like if it was the Giants Live axle, for instance, I've got a good idea of what I think people would do because we've seen it happen. We've got results to go off. Whereas in a new, like I've gone to comps where it's like 450 kilo deadlift for reps, and you think, well, that's ridiculous. And I've done 10 reps because it's on a really long whippy bar with tires, and the bigger the tires are, the further they go out, the more that bar is going to flex. So you don't get the full weight into your hand till it's much higher up. Whereas on an axle, for instance, there is no flex at all. So right from the start of the pull, it's so much harder. So until I see a few guys go, it's very, very difficult to say, because it's just not the same as a standard deadlift setup in a gym. This is something, even like you see certain bars now that people use in the gym, and the bars make a difference. So I don't get too carried away into what people say they lift until we see the best guys against each other.
So lots of people asking if Evan's okay. Short answer is we don't know.
Yeah.
But he was standing. And
he's winning the event, so he's going to be happy about that.
Yeah, he's going to be happy no matter what. But yeah, fingers crossed, he is okay. Evan's on form. Really excited to see how he does in this competition.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's looking in great shape.
And we've said how good he is at this type of event.
Yeah. 28 for Mitch, 28.5 for Tom, predicts Big Rich. I mean, my predictions are kind of gone out of the window with some people not finishing.
I can't see Tom getting close to Evan's time, if I'm totally honest, on this event. He might, but he's done nothing in the past to prove that. So I don't think he will beat Evan. I think Tom will be looking at the next guys thinking, if I can get ahead of Andre.
There's a big gap between Evan and Andre as well, a 10-second.
I think that will be the smart tactic from someone like Tom, because it keeps him well in contention with a lot of his better events, such as the throw, stones, etc., still to come.
Yeah, agreed.
A top 3 on this for Tom, he's going to be happy.
Oh, 100%. It would be really a top 3 is the perfect start for Tom on this event, with Evan and Mitch being in the competition. Mitch
is going to feel more pressure to win this one, because Mitch really needs the win on this. So he's going to have to push, which then it can cause you a chance to make a mistake.
Yeah. So an update on event 1. We've got 8 men gone so far. Only Mitch and Tom left to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 have not finished. Only 3 have. Fastest is Evan Singleton. Then
Just
Austin
realised
Andrade.
we've got over 4,000 people in here with us. So thank you so much, guys. If you could please like the video. For Alexa, it would be
oh God, the dog's coming in as well now. Then Wesley Dewinski. So those are the only ones.
Take her outside. We've got one more heat to go. Okay.
Yeah, and then we'll be done, darling. So there's only 3 men who have finished. The furthest to go without finishing is Tristan Hoth. Then it's Matt Ragg. Then Luke Stoltman. Then Ivers. Then Pavlo. Deary me. Sorry, kids, dogs. This is unacceptable work conditions. Evan dropped the frame on his head. We don't know that for certain. We're just waiting to find out. Really want Evan to win. All right, let's try and catch up. So Englishman, thank you again for the super chat. Am I right, Lars, that if you drop the tired deadlift bar, it can really throw people off because of the bounce?
Yes, it can do. It can sometimes, if you drop a bar with tires on it, it can kind of shift across to the side. That alone, then you've got to adjust your stance and can kind of put you in an awkward position. So having a bit more control on the way down is wise.
Dave, thank you for the super chat. Who do you think got through to Evan about staying calm?
I think he's just evolving as an athlete. We've seen so many younger athletes that they mature and they get better. Tom did it, to be honest. You know, Tom wasn't always the champion that he is. He's matured and got, smarter with age. And it happens to all of us. Jesus, I was an absolute crazy man early on in my career. Yeah. And, now I'm quite a calm, mellow person. But you go back and watch me, especially when I was new to it, I was whipping myself with wrist straps and hitting myself in the head with sticks. And I sort of... Actually, Evan reminded me of myself when I was younger. It was just like the intensity, and I had to learn to kind of compose myself and control things. And you evolve as an athlete, and you start realizing, okay, I need to think about how I can be better for a full competition, not just 2 events or 3 events. Because you can go crazy and you can be good for a short period of time, but then you burn out. And we've seen this evolution every year. Evan is getting better at World's Strongest Man.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you, The Real Gordon, for gifting memberships. Very, very kind.
Thank you.
Just get up to date before the final pairing go. Typo Spotter, thank you for the super chat. Does Tom's height make it hard to switch to yoke?
No, because they are adjusted. So every athlete is measured beforehand. So it's not like a set height. They get things adjusted based off their heights.
Yeah, and they start with the yoke as well. So they'll be set in the yoke when the whistle goes, and then it's jumping into the frame afterwards. Toxic Truth, so nervous. Kayleen, thank you for the super chat. For Alexa, for looking after Holly. As always, thanks for the stream, guys. Heroes.
Thank you very much.
Do you know what? We bought her Robux. She's got snacks in her room, and she's still just outside playing in the garden with the
Let's see some
dogs.
sunshine, though. So it's
Yeah,
nice to
it's
see her
nice.
outside.
Yeah, I tried to wear them out. Went puppy playtime, the park. We've been everywhere today. Kevin, thank you for becoming a member. Jason, thank you very much for the super chat. Do you see the future of World's Strongest Man favouring the giants like Tom, Brian, Zadrunas, body types, or have guys like Mitch and Alexei shown that there's another way that guys might come?
For a long time, when it was Brian and Zadrunas dominating, and then Thor and like Eddie Hall, who was coming in at like 180 odd kilos, people thought it was just going to be the massive guys. But then Alexei and Mitch have shown, and Martins, that that's not necessarily the case. So it's just about being good. It's not about how big you are. And also you do see this sort of periods of time where the events sort of change a little bit and athletes focus on different things, but you are seeing athletes that are just well-rounded now. They're fit, they're athletic, they're strong. You know, it's about being good all round if you want to be the best currently in the sport.
Question here from Frederick. Thank you, Frederick. Saw that Johannes Aho doing strongman training again. It would be cool to have him on your channel.
Me and Johannes used to get on amazingly, and I've asked him to come on a few times. Right now, he's sort of just enjoying training quietly, but I think eventually he will come on. He's an amazing strongman. Loved spending time with him sort of back in the day as well. So it'd be quite cool to see him come and do some. I don't even know if he's a master yet, but he's got to be getting close to it. I don't think
so. Yeah,
he was pretty young when he got to,
I think he's like my
one
age.
of the best in the world. But it's good seeing him back training for sure.
Yeah. So they're just doing a camera sweep by all accounts, and the last two athletes are out. So this is Mitch Hooper versus Tom Stoltman. This is the battle. My goodness. Laz is like, oh, watch this, thank you. So Mitch is going to be this lane.
Yeah.
Tom in the far lane.
The athlete's just walking out right now, so I'm just going to look through a few more comments.
Keep on top of comments. You don't need to go that way. I've done all of them.
Okie dokie. I'm seeing what's there.
How exciting. Lord above. I'm trying not to say things like, oh my.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I think Mitch will come out on top on this event. However, Tom is in a good situation where he's seen what everyone else has done, and a top 3 for Tom on this is a perfect start. Yeah. So I think that's good. Like, the athletes will look at the events beforehand and, right, I can win this one. I need to be 3rd on this one. I need to be at worst 5th on this one. They kind of look at best and worst case scenarios. Yeah. And I think Tom will be very, very happy if he can come in top 3 on this. Yeah. If he gets anything higher than 3rd, he's going to be like doing backflips, because he's got some events that you really see him as the banker on. Yeah. And for Mitch and Evan, this is one where they need to be 1st and 2nd and push Tom down a little bit.
To come 3rd, he only has to finish between 30 and 40 seconds. Yeah. I say only, though, that is clearly a very difficult thing to do, considering only 3 men have finished it so far. Yeah. So we will see.
Way harder than people were expecting this to be.
Yeah, way harder than I was. I was one of those going, sounds a bit light. And that's not like me. Clearly, they knew it was going to be tough in testing, because it's come down slightly in weight on from what we were expecting. Okay, so both guys just approaching the yoke now and getting set in place.
The Moose and Tommy. 3 World's Strongest Man winners or titles between them.
Yeah, my goodness. Oh, just
is Mitch closest to us?
Yeah. Can't see.
So they're under the yokes.
Angle. Yeah, camera just coming down.
So what they do at World's Strongest Man, the camera comes in, they introduce each athlete.
They have to get all those TV shots.
Yeah, TV shots. So it takes a little while. Mitch has stepped back there. So I still think we've got about a minute till we go.
Yeah, Tom stepped back as well. And sometimes this delay at this point, it can go on a bit, can't it?
Yeah.
Very frustrating. Do you want to click on that super chat?
Yep.
There we go.
Lots. What 2nd place finish do you think deserved to win in World's Strongest Man? O.D. Wilson in 1990, Derek Poundstone in 2008, Brian in 2010, or another 2nd place? O.D. Wilson, 1990.
Wilson, yeah, is the standout one there. Yeah, 100%. That last event was a crock, let's face it. That was shocking, wasn't it? I mean, people say strongman's gotten lighter. No, they used to carry 100 kilos.
Manfred Herbal versus Magnus Ver Magnussen one year was really close. They were like neck and neck.
Here we go. They're off.
So Mitch is flying
Yeah.
on the yoke, which is expected.
Yeah.
The frame will be more of the challenge. Tom is just
Tom
steadily
is
going
steady.
on.
Right. Mitch is on to the...
Mitch actually went down slightly early then.
Oh, there you go.
I think he missed the line.
Mitch is
So
on
had to
the
get
frame.
under and do it.
Tom has just finished with the yoke. Mitch has
gone down on the
frame.
frame.
Oh,
This is bad for Mitch.
He's down again with the frame. Tom is up with the frame now.
Tom is coming.
Oh,
Tom is coming. Tom's ahead.
Coming.
And Tom's grip has not gone down.
No.
Tom is going all the way.
He's going. He's
Tom
going.
He's dropped just before the line.
This is Tom, by the way.
But Tom is he's over
the line.
Tom has
My
taken
goodness.
that. Mitch is struggling with the frame.
No. Mitch is really struggling with this
Mitch
frame.
has not finished this. I don't think he's going to finish.
No, I think we're going to run out of time.
And that is massive for Tom Stoltman. Huge performance there. Evan Singleton, clearly the number one on this event, takes the win. We've got to wait and find out Tom's time to see if he was quick enough to beat Andre. But he was very, very solid there. And Mitch Hooper does not finish the first event.
Wow. I think Tom did beat Andre.
It looked like it was a decent time.
Yeah, it did look decent. But we will find out.
Bring you the results straight away. But we know for sure that Evan Singleton takes the win on that one.
Yes. Oh, what a start for Evan.
Evan will be very happy.
Goodness. Gary, thank you for the super chat. This is the 6th year in a row. World's Strongest Man has been in the USA. Why aren't they hosting it around the world? I think COVID had a lot to do with it. Sponsorship deals, contracts. We don't know. We really hope they plan to move again. I liked that aspect of it.
I loved that it traveled all over.
Yeah.
It was just nice to travel to different places.
Yeah, it was really
places
nice
that maybe you don't.
To be honest.
You know, I got to go to Botswana, which was just a really interesting place to see.
Yeah. Curtis, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for keeping us in the loop for Worlds every year. Shout out to my friend Drew, who is just starting out in Strongman.
Thank you very much, Curtis.
Good luck
and
to you,
good luck to Drew.
Deary me.
So as soon as we get the results, guys, we'll bring them to you.
Yes.
But yeah, exciting start to the competition. And I think Tom Stoltman is going to be very, very happy.
And I think he's going to be hard to beat at this point. And it's very early days.
Early stages, but that is a great result firstly for Evan Singleton. I think he's going to be over the moon to take the win, but I think that's a big win over Mitch for Tom Stoltman.
Yeah, on this event. Dalton, thank you for the super chat. Can you explain how incredible it is that Mitch is able to spend as much time at his booth and still remain so dominant? Is it as impressive as it seems, or do the others need to step their game up?
As his coach, I wish sometimes he would hold back a little bit on some of the stuff that he does. I'm not going to lie. However, he understands how important it is to have that relationship with fans and stuff. And, you know, he wants to give back while he can. There have been times we've had chats. I'm like, dude, you've got to sort of step back because I'm worried you're going to burn yourself out. But he feels okay and he keeps winning. So what can you say? But,
wow, yeah.
You know, if it was me, as much as I love meeting fans and stuff like that, if I'm at a competition, I want to focus on the comp.
So Tom came third. Oh, he was 1 second slower than Austin.
But look, Mitch was 6th.
Oh, that's a horrible start for Mitch.
Actually, 3 Canadians there in the middle. So we had Evan Singleton first, Austin getting 2nd place in his first event at Worlds. Go on, Austin. Tom Stoltman will be over the moon with 3rd place. Yeah. Wesley Dewinski, Tristan Hoth, and Mitch Hooper, all 3 Canadians then. And then we had Matt Ragg, Luke Stoltman, Ivar Schmaxtelis, and Pavlo Kordiaka.
Wow, what a start. My goodness. Right. Thank you so much, Mikey, for becoming a member. Now, our next stream is due to start in just 37 minutes. Wow, amazing. Tom and Mitch, Evan, just wow. I know. What a start.
What a start.
We're going to log off and then we're going to be back really soon. If this event is pushed backwards at all, that will be reflected in the start time of our
once again, guys, thank you for joining us. We're going to go and get ourselves composed. I'm going to have a cup of coffee because I need one after that.
I know, I need to lie down. But we will be back with you guys very, very soon.
Take it easy. Thanks again, guys. Bye.